and welcome to today's holiday episode of Baby Name Sunday. So for today's list, I've been actually so thrilled to share this with you. It's going to be holiday, Christmas, and winter inspired names. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking for this topic, so I have a bunch of different boy, girl, and unisex names for this list. So if you guys are new here and this is one of the very first videos of mine that you're watching, my name is Heidi, and every single Sunday I upload names lists here on YouTube. Please hit the subscribe button, join the community here, and also hit that bell notification so you guys are notified every single time I upload a name list. Also, go over onto Instagram, go check me out on there. It's at Baby Name Sunday. I'll have it all linked down below, but I post a ton of content there, probably about 3 times a week. So that is another name source that you guys can take a look at. So without further talking, let's get into this amazingly festive list of holiday and winter inspired names. All right, so we're gonna start off on the girl side, and this name, Lumi, has been just populating here and there, especially during this season because it is Finnish originated, meaning snow. So I have a couple options here that are variants or maybe spelling twists on the name. So I have the name Lumielle, spelled Lumielle. I am loving the L ending names, and a lot of you guys have been as well. So I thought that was really pretty. You can still have that nickname Lumi, but it's a little bit more of a lengthier name. I also have the name Lumia, spelled Lumea. Again, I thought this one was super pretty, but it has a little bit more of a Greek inspiration almost behind it. Lumia, super pretty. I love the A ending, and again, you can still have that nickname Lumi. Next one here is a girl's virtue name. I have the name Merrily, spelled Merrily. I thought this was so fun as maybe an honorary name or a variation of Mary, or even Merry, like Merry, the word. So being merry is like uplifting, cheerful. Everybody's just merry during the holiday season, from whichever holiday that you celebrate during this time. It's always such a joyous occasion. So I thought Merrily added a really cute ring to it. You can still have that nickname Mary, but a little bit more unique and a little bit more fun and modern for the season. Moving on to one more girl's name before I head on over to the boys side. I have the name Nevada, or Nevada, spelled Nevada. So this one is a Spanish originated name directly meaning snowfall. I actually asked one of my naming friends over on Instagram, Emmy from Once Upon a Name. I'll have her linked down below as well. You guys gotta go check her out. But she actually helped me with the pronunciation because she is Spanish. So beautiful. I love it because it is like a place inspired name. It's a state name as well. Perfect for a subtle winter baby's name. Now, switching it up a bit, we have a boy's name here next. I have the name Cassio, spelled Cassiel. Oh my goodness, I think this is so handsome, that EL ending. This one's Latin originated, meaning angel of Saturday, and it's actually the name of the archangel who protects those who are born under the sign Capricorn, which I am a Capricorn. I'm born on January 1st, so this is totally right up my alley. Capricorn season is anyone who is born between December 22nd and January 20th. So at the end of December, if you are having a little baby boy, they are a Capricorn, and Cassio might be a perfect option for your little boy. Another C name for boys here, but I feel like this one could possibly be unisex in the upcoming future. So this is the name Crosby, spelled Crosby. This one is Irish originated, meaning village of crosses, but Crosby is definitely a subtle Christmas baby name because of Bing Crosby, the artist that creates all this amazing Christmas albums, Christmas songs during this time. He has one of the most biggest hit album, and I feel like maybe for music lovers or ones that really like that holly jolly Christmas songs, for whether it's for a boy or for a girl, I really feel like Crosby is one of those boy names that will really move over to that unisex spot. Moving on to my next name on the list here, another unisex option is the name Pax, spelled Pax. So this one's Latin originated, meaning peace, which is so fitting for this time of year. But this one here actually sounds like a new aged Max to me. So Max has been just, it's a classic, you know. I honestly love the name Max. What a great alternative. It's only 3 letters, it has that X for the ending, makes it a little bit more edgier, whether it's for a boy or for a girl. And Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, they actually named their son Pax, which is kind of cool. They're amazing celebrities, so I wouldn't mind that. But if you're wanting maybe a little bit more of a longer form and Pax is a little bit too short, you can always do Paxton, Paxton, which I personally really like as well. Very similar to the like Peyton, right? right now, but Paxton. Super cool. A name that is so unique that drew my attention recently, and it was actually Deviant's, one of his favorites on the list, is the name Talvi, spelled T-A-L-V-I. Talvi. It's Finnish originated, meaning water, so it has those subtle nature ties, water, frozen, you know. But Deviant directly said, he was like, Talvi is dope. I think this is such a cool name. So he really likes it. I think it was his favorite, like #1 pick on the list. He's like, you have to add this one. And I've actually never heard it before. For some nicknames here that were so amazing. You can have Tal or Talv for a boy. Tal you can even do for a girl as well. But for a girl, Vivi. Like, so cute. I think that's really nice how it's like Talvi. It's kind of like along those same lines as like Tatum, Tegan, Talvi. But then you get that really feminine nickname of Vivi. All right, so we were just talking about Deviant's favorite on the list. Now let's move on to mine. So this one's a girl's name. I have the name Holiday, spelled H-O-L-I-D-A-Y. I think this is the coolest. Like, I was just so excited to share it with you guys. Word names have been on the rise. I really think this one is definitely a unique option. And the direct meaning of holiday is a day of festivities, which, guys, how perfect is that? For a little girl named Holiday, you can have the nickname Holly, so it's still, you know, that one's a little bit more familiar in sound, but Holiday for a little girl. Magical. Another girl's name on the list here that I have is the name Zohara, spelled Z-O-H-A-R-A. So this one's Hebrew originated, meaning light and splendor. So just an absolute bright meaning for a little new shining life in your family. It has familiar sounds like Zohara with the Z-A, and that one's actually ranked at 1,171 in 2020 for girls. But Zohara, you can totally do nicknames Zoe or Zoe, and this one is actually completely unranked. Back to another virtue name, I have the name Peace, spelled P-E-A-C-E. I've actually been featuring this a lot on my Instagram as both a first name and a middle name. I feel like it can fill both of those spots so well. Obviously, peace means just like calmness and tranquility, exactly what you feel like after your little baby is born, or maybe if you're changing your name, that's exactly the way you feel after you found that name, Peace. I feel like during this Christmas and winter season, a lot of word names are coming about. So I have the name Solstice, spelled S-O-L-S-T-I-C-E. Nickname could be Soul, but I thought this is just something, Solstice. It just gives this celestial vibe to me, whether it's for a boy or for a girl. This name is Latin originated, meaning when the sun stands still, referring to the winter solstice. So on December 21st, you'll see that it's super, super dark. That is because the sun is the furthest away from Earth, the way that it's tilted. And it's actually a sign of the rebirth of the sun for the next following year. It's a really great choice for a rainbow baby that ties that winter season together. And it's actually ranked in the 7,000s for girls right now in 2020, but completely unranked for boys. Back over onto the boy side, I really love this one too. I think it's so fitting. So this is the name Drummer, spelled D-R-U-M-M-E-R. This one was really cool to me. It has a little bit of an edge. It's a musical occupational name, but it's also part of one of the main Christmas carols, The Little Drummer Boy. That one was just so cool and just fun for a little boy, Drummer. Now, another boy's name here that has actually some subtle vintage ties is the name Garland, spelled G-A-R-L-E-N. So this one's both Old English and Old French originated, meaning wreath or prize. Something that was so fascinating, I was looking at Garland to see, hey, where is it ranked or is it ranked? It's completely unranked in 2020, and it's actually been completely unranked on any of the name charts since 1957. So apparently there was this big boom back in 1957 and Garland was in there and then it vanished. So this is a great vintage option that totally needs to make a comeback for this season. This one I already know so many of you guys are gonna love. It's a shorter name, but I do have a longer form that could work as well. There's actually two different pronunciations because it is a Welsh originated name. It's either Eira or Ira, spelled E-I-R-A. This one's totally perfect for every everyone who loves those E names, especially for shorter. It's only 4 letters, but a longer form that starts with an A could be Anaira or Anaira, spelled A-N-E-I-R-A. And this one's also Welsh originated, meaning much snow, so a lot of snow. Both really amazing ideas, just depends on what your taste is. And obviously you can pronounce it any way you want. I've also heard it be pronounced Era as well. I was also taking a look on the name charts to see where they fall. Anaira or Anaira is actually completely unranked, but Ira or Ira, the one that begins with an E, is actually at spot 1,832. So just outside that top 1,000 mark, still remaining unique, but still a little bit more familiar and definitely trendy with that beginning letter E. Back over to the unisex side, I feel this could work for either or. It's the name Frost, spelled F-R-O-S-T. I feel like this name has been slowly coming about just in this past year, really, is when I actually been hearing it. It's a word name meaning frozen water. So many modern twists on this name that you can really play around with. So depending on what you love, you can do Frostlin for maybe a vintage girl choice. You can do Frostlin, Frostin. Personally, I just love Frost, plain Jane, both for boys and for girls. It's actually completely unranked, which is very surprising, but it definitely will be a name that I'm going to be looking at in the coming year, just based on the popularity recently. Next one here, another unisex name that I actually uploaded onto my Instagram as well, and everybody was loving it. So this is the name Northley, spelled N-O-R-T-H-L-E-Y, an amazing L-E-Y ending added onto North. And this one's an English originated name meaning northern enclosure. It reminds me of the North Pole, reminds me of the Northern Lights. There's just so much to this name that gives me this holiday Christmas vibe. I love the addition to the L-E-Y ending. It makes it a little bit more softer, uncommon. It's actually not even anywhere on any really charts at all. So that just makes it absolutely perfect, and you'll definitely be one of a kind. All right, moving on to the next one on the list, I have this handsome boy's name. It's the name Alvian, spelled A-L-V-I-A-N. This one's Hungarian rooted, meaning elves friend. So this one here, that I-A-N ending, Alvian, it just makes it sound like wowing, impactful. There is just so many kind of familiar sounds in this one. It could even be an honorary name for an Al in the family, Albert, any of those names that are definitely classics with the A-L at the beginning. This one could work for any of them. So friendly, so cheerful, and I just love it. Then obviously, speaking of elves, I have an option on the girl side here. I actually have 2 different ones depending on what your taste is. So I have a little bit more of a vintage sounding option. It's the name Elvina, spelled E-L-V-I-N-A, Elvina. And then I also have the name Elvie, spelled E-L-V-I-E. So they both mean elf friend or ruler of the elves. So this is just amazingly magical, whimsical, really almost fantasy-like. So maybe any parents who are really into whimsical sounding names for their little one, I think this is just so perfect, so beautiful. My next girl's name on the list here also gives off that very feminine, dainty feel, very soft as well. This is the name Neva, spelled N-E-I-V-A, or you can do Neve. This one's Spanish originated, meaning snow, but with that Eva, it has a lot of familiar sounds to like Maeve or Maeve. You have Neve as well. And this one's actually quite uncommon as it sits at spot 7,158 on the 2020 girls name charts. And then I have another one here that has just such an amazing meaning. So this is the name Sochi or Sachi, spelled S-A-C-H-I. And this one's Japanese originated, meaning child of joy. How? Oh my goodness, I love this. I actually uploaded it also onto my Instagram, and I gave the middle name Bliss, Sachi Bliss, like joyful and blissful little child. To me, I can just imagine a little girl just radiating positivity, being named Sachi. All right, so to switch it up a bit, we're back over onto the boy side here. Very powerful sounding name. I have the name Melchior, spelled M-E-L-C-H-I-O-R, Melchior. So the meaning for this one, it's a Dutch from Hebrew originated name, meaning city of the king or king of light. So very regal, the king of light. I am just so loving it. It's the name of one of the 3 wise men. So the other 2 wise men are named Gaspar and Balthazar. So Very cool names, Gaspar, Balthazar, and Melchior. And when I was thinking of the name Melchior, I was trying to think of a nickname for this one. So let me know in the comments down below if this could totally work, but I thought of the name Malik. Melchior, Malik for the nickname. Then now back over to a unisex name here. I have the name Andri, spelled A-N-D-R-I. This one is cool. It's actually Icelandic, meaning snowshoe, which I thought was really fun, kind of a cute meaning, but it does have some ties to meaning strong or powerful in Greek. And Andri also falls into a lot of those different categories like Andrea, Andre, or even Audrey for that girl. Next name is another unisex option. I have the name Polar or Polaris for a girl, P-O-L-A-R, or Polaris, P-O-L-A-R-I-S. It's really cool because Polaris for a girl, it ties those celestial elements, ties it with the winter, the Christmas, polar bears, the North Pole, Polar Express, the Northern Lights, you know, the chilly, cold weather, that polar air, you know, it just gives off the spirit of the season, the spirit of winter. And then that brings me to my very final few names here. I have about 3 more. So next one, another unisex option I have is the name Velo, spelled V-A-L-O. So this one's Finnish originated, meaning light. And I thought this kind of reminds me of Halo for a girl, Velo. Those two are really great choices and great ideas for the time. Halo reminds me of angels, reminds me of light. You have Velo here as well. For Velo, even though it's a shorter name, you can still have that nickname Vale, which means lives in the valley. So put together, it literally means little light that lives in the valley. This next one here is a girl's name, and you guys all know that the staple girl's name during this season, I feel like it's on every girl parent name list, is the name Noelle. So perfect, such a classic name, but I have a couple modern variations of the name that I feel like you guys will love. You can still incorporate Noelle as a nickname and Noelle in the name. So I have the name Noella, spelled N-O-E-L-L-A. You can have a nickname Ella, you can do Noe, you can do Noelle. It still means Christmas, but a little bit more fun and girly. This one's actually in the mid 2000s on the Girl 2020 name chart, so it's definitely unique because Noelle is actually within the top 1000, so this is perfect, just stepping outside. And then to step even more outside, this one's in the mid 7000s, and this is the name Noli, spelled N-O-E-L-Y. This one I love. I think it's just so cute, Noli with the Y ending, or you could even do L-I-E if you really want. I think a lot of you guys will really like that one as well, just as a little bit more of a cutesy and shorter form. And then that brings me to my very final name on the list here. It's another girl's name, and this one's the name Snow, but there's a couple variations of the name Snow that have come about, and I think they're just so fun. So you can do Snowy, or you can even do Snovie, spelled S-N-O-V-I-E. I think these options here are just perfect. Snow, I mean, it's all over majority of the time. Snow is a staple winter name, winter word name, and it gives those nature elements as well to it. I thought it was super sweet for a really cool modern word name, as word names are on the rise to becoming some really cool bold names for both boys and girls. And I thought Snow fell right into that category, right into that trend. So I thought that was really sweet as well. And you have a bunch of different variations that you can play with depending, again, on your taste. That is it with the video. I hope you guys enjoy this really holiday, festive, winter-inspired names. I hope you found something that you were looking for, whether if you're having a baby yourself in the next few weeks here in December, beginning of January as well, or maybe you're on the hunt for a name for yourself. You're changing your name or something. I hope you guys all found something. And then make sure you guys write in the comments below all of your amazing holiday, winter, Christmas-inspired names, or any names that you feel would be perfectly fitting for this time of year. I think everybody is looking for some really powerful names to end off 2020. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys next Sunday with a 100 ultra long name list for you guys. Take care, bye.